stories that we do upload in here on a daily. Rokani David is my name, and hope you guys are really having fun wherever you are. And yesterday I never really showed up, but obviously I was like, I have to show up today. And tomorrow, the club of Arsenal is obviously taking on a club known as Brentford at what we call the Gyokeres Community Stadium. You got it. Gyokeres Community Stadium. That's where Arsenal is obviously going to be tussling it out with a side known as Brentford. And you very much know that this is always not an easy game for the club of Arsenal, but all in all, they happen to obviously come out and really collect a win, you know. So I'm just here waiting to see how things will obviously pan out for the club of Arsenal in this particular game. But as usual, I come up with the team news, the head-to-head, the match facts, and then I leave you with my prediction, and you guys come up and obviously put your predictions too into the comment section below. Not so? So that is it exactly for this particular video, and I'm gladdened that I'm really talking to you right about now. So Arsenal comes into this game knowing that Man City is going to be playing today, and Man City, if they win today, hopefully they are going to be winning today, they will obviously find themselves in a position of really being some good points behind Arsenal. Those will be 3 points behind the club of Arsenal. So that means Arsenal will have a lot of pressure piled onto themselves. You get? So, meaning that Arsenal will be getting into the match day 26, you know, 26 match day in there. That's where Arsenal is obviously going to be getting into. Now, let's head to what we call the head-to-head and the match facts of this particular encounter. Arsenal is first, topping the Premier League table with 56 points. Brentford is 7th with 39 points. And Brentford has gone ahead to score 39 goals. Arsenal has gone ahead to score 49 goals. 34 goals conceded by Brentford. Arsenal has gone ahead to concede 17. 198 shots by Brentford. 102 on target. 96 off target. And 60 shots have been blocked by the opponents. That Brentford, or the 25 opponents that Brentford has gone to face in this Premier League season of 2025-2026. When we get to the club of Arsenal, they've gone ahead to make 266 shots. 127 have been on target. 139 have been off target. 108 shots have been blocked by the opponents that Arsenal has gone ahead to face in this particular season. Then Brentford has a passing accuracy, all averages a passing accuracy of 79.54 per game, and Arsenal 2 averages 84.92 passing accuracy per game. Brentford has gained 7 points from losing positions. Arsenal has gone ahead to gain 9 points from losing positions. 13 points dropped from a winning position by Brentford, and Arsenal has gone ahead to obviously lose 5. So that means Arsenal rarely find themselves in a position of really losing out when they are in a winning position in there. So we get to the previous game. Brentford went to Newcastle and collected a 3-2 win against a club known as Newcastle, right? Then for the club of Arsenal, they went ahead and hosted Sunderland, and they beat Sunderland by 3-0, where Victor Gyokeres came up and obviously bagged what we call a brace in that particular encounter, right? So that is it, and we head to the previous meetings between Arsenal and Brentford. They've gone ahead to face themselves 21 times. 6 won by Brentford, 10 won by the club of Arsenal, and 5 have been draws, right? Then the previous 3 meetings between Arsenal and Brentford, you know, on the 3rd of December 2025, it was this season at the Emirates, Arsenal beat Brentford by 2-0. 12th April 2025, that was last season when Arsenal hosted Brentford. It ended 1-1. And again, last season, 1st January, as they obviously commenced the end of the first half of the season, Brentford went ahead to be beaten by Arsenal 3-1. So we wait and see how things will pan out for the club of Brentford, but they're hosting one of the best teams in the world, and their striker Victor Gyokeres is now on fire and really scoring goals for fun. So we're here to wait and see how things will obviously pan out, but it's really important to note that Arsenal is really going to be having a very huge day in there. So when we go to the team news, Arsenal, I think it's only Max Dorman, Mikel Merino, who are really out for some time, but Bukayo Saka, Martin Odegaard, and Leandro Trossard are really for Leandro Trossard is doubtful with a calf issue, but for Martinelli and Bukayo Saka, the manager Arteta in the pre-match press conference has come up and obviously assured us that they will need to do what we call a late fitness test to see whether these players really match the levels, obviously going ahead to play away at the stadium of Gyokeres Community Stadium in there. So tomorrow, that's why I always tell you that turn your notification bells on. Why? Because when I really land on the story that Bukayo Saka is going to have to travel with the team and Martin Odegaard, I'll come here and obviously let you know that indeed the duo is with the team. Even when Trossard is not with the team, I'll come up and obviously tell you that the player has been left in London, though this is another London derby. For the side of Brentford, Kevin Shedd is serving a second of a 2-match ban for his send-off against Villa. Reece Nelson cannot face his parent club, and because he was loaned that side, the rest of the players are all available in there for you. There is Fabio Cavaro, Anton Milambo, all those, and Josh Da Silva, who was in the academy of Arsenal, are also missing out in action. So that takes us into what we call the probable starting 11 for the club of Arsenal in this particular encounter. Thank you very much for watching through, guys. I see you in the live chat. I'm obviously going to be coming at you. And the system is 4-3-3. And who is Arsenal going to be having in there? Obviously, in goal, it's going to be none other than David Raya. Obviously, no doubts about him. Right back, I think the manager is going to deploy Julian Timber coming in through and obviously doing the job. I think he's the best right back in the league right now, because I think the other person that would have gone ahead to come in through and obviously take him on, that is Pedro Porro, is really one of those that I think has obviously gone ahead to really get injured, and Timber is doing good things. Left back, I think it's going to be Riccardo Carafiori, to play into that left back position. Central defense, it's going to be the usual suspects. That is William Saliba and Gabriel Magalhaes coming hard into this beautiful encounter. Remember, this game is really very important for the club of Arsenal, and the manager is obviously going to be flaunting his team because he knows to eat that he needs those 3 points, because the more games he wins and he keeps that point difference of 6, the more he really continues to really feel confident and pile pressure on Man City that you cannot catch me. So he knows to it that this game will mean a lot in his title race as a manager for the club of Arsenal. So that's why he's obviously going to be fronting that team, and it's obviously going to be coming in big and better. We get to the midfield. Man who scored an opener against a team known as Sunderland, that is Martin Zubimendi, will obviously play in there as a CDM. Man is having 6 goals this season. He's on fire in there. Then we also have Declan Rice will come in through and really play as a box-to-box midfielder in this particular system. Then who will play as a number 10? I think it's obviously going to be Kai Havertz in there for you, because he really never looked bad, but I think the more game time he's going to be given, the more he'll obviously hit the levels of the player that we've all gotten to know about, and the Kai Havertz that really creates chances. And him playing with Gyokeres, we want to see whether he'll obviously create him more chances in the Premier League, because in the Champions League, he released him more than twice into that game where they beat Havertz. But when it came to the Premier League, things never went on as planned in there. So we go to the front three. Right forward, I think Noni Madueke will obviously get into the starting 11 for the club of Arsenal in there, unless otherwise Bukayo Saka is past fit. Because when Bukayo Saka is past fit, I know the manager of Arsenal, he loves Saka a lot. He'll throw him in immediately. That's what is really running into my mind. Then for the left forward, we'll obviously have a player called Leandro Trossard, if at all he's past fit. But he's not past fit. I know Gabriel Martinelli will obviously start. But I've always told you, if you want to get the best from Gabriel Martinelli, do you know what you have to do? You have to obviously go all out and you have to go all out and you have to go all out and you have to go all out and really get him off the bench. I think he plays better as a player off the bench. That's why you saw to it that in the game of Leeds, he had an assist. And after Leeds, Arsenal went ahead to play, I think, Sunderland. And in the game of Sunderland, you saw to it that he had another assist while coming off the bench. Because in those minutes, these teams are obviously trying to open up. And when you start him like they did in which game, if I've forgotten that game where he was started, and he never really looked good because the teams that Arsenal were playing are really packing the bus. So it's better to play him off the bench. That is it, because he doesn't act well in tight spaces. He only needs space to thrive. And you saw to it that for that goal that he put out, that Gyokeres put out, he had to run in, past a defender. And when space was ahead of him, he's really deadly, I tell you. Martinelli is such a deadly guy. Now, and we get to who will be leading the line. Is it Gabriel Jesus or Gyokeres? No doubt about it. Gyokeres started over the weekend against Sunderland. He never really looked good. Gyokeres came off the bench, scored a brace. That means Gyokeres stands a very huge chance to obviously coming through and really put in a very huge shift in there. So let's get to Brentford. Kaleha in goal. Kayode, Van de Berg, Aja, Henry. Those four defenders. Janald, Henderson, and Otara. Midfield three. Then Jensen, Lewis Potter, and Thiago Ego. Let's discuss about Igor Thiago, one of those players that might really cause a lot of havoc to the club of Arsenal. Surprisingly, for the season of 2024-2025, he came in through and obviously scored 0 goals and 0 assists in 8 games, But 2025-2026, Igor Thiago has gone ahead to score 17 goals with 1 assist. And that means I don't see him staying here. I don't see him stay here. You understand? This lad completed a £30 million move, in the winter transfer window of 2024-2025. And he was playing for Club Brugge. He came in through and really played for the side of Brentford. And right now, they can put out a price of close to 60, 70 million pounds or 80 onto the player. As with the remaining 13 games, I see Igor Thiago going outside there, putting in a very huge shift of really scoring in 3 goals to obviously put his tally to 20. Like him or not, he's going to be one of the hugely talked about strikers in the league come the season or come the summer of this year. And don't be surprised if big clubs come all in for the player, because he has the physicality. He ticks all the boxes for a side that is supposed to be playing into the Premier League. That is it. So guys, after showing you my probable starting 11, you can as well go into the comment section. Let me know who do you want to start and who don't you want to start, right? And from there, I can take you into what we call the match facts before I obviously bring you what we call the prediction of Rokani David. Brentford's first ever Premier League victory came against Arsenal in their first game in the competition in August 2021. Since then, they are winless in their last 8 against the Gunners. Now, I still remember this season, 2021-2022, Arsenal lost its first 3 opening games to Brentford, to Man City, and to Chelsea. And then they went ahead to get their first win against Burnley. Martin Odegaard went ahead to have a beautiful free kick. And Arsenal took in like 3, 4, 5 games without really losing there for you. So that process of building that Arsenal side has really taken some years, but it's really paying off in there. And this game, they lost it. Arsenal went ahead to obviously lose it by 2-0. Arsenal lost their first Premier League away game against Brentford, but have since won their last 3 by an aggregate scored of 7-1. So after losing that opener of 2021-2022, Arsenal hasn't obviously gone ahead to go at the Gyokeres Community Stadium and obviously lost. Arsenal haven't obviously gone ahead to go there and obviously lost a game. They've gone ahead to win the next 3 games in there for you, an aggregate of 7-1 in there for you. Then Brentford have won just one of their last 11 home London derbies in the Premier League, drawing 6, losing 4, and are winless in 7 since a 2-1 win over Crystal Palace in August 2024. So another big one favor for the club of Arsenal. That all the London derbies, they've gone ahead to obviously win just 1 out of the 11. So it gives Arsenal an upper hand in coming for this. Arsenal have lost just 1 of their last 23 Premier League London derbies, 17 wins, 5 draws, while since the start of 2022-2023, they've lost just 1 of their 20 away games against fellow London sides, 14 wins and 5 draws. Arsenal really stand a better position when it comes to this. They've gone ahead to put in a very huge shift that is really good. Then, this is just Brentford's 4th Premier League game played on a Thursday. They lost 2-0 at Spurs in December 2021, beat Nottingham 2-0 in May 2025, and drew with Spurs last month 0-0. So that means when they are really playing at home on Thursday, it doesn't obviously go on well for this club. Let's see what happens to the club of Arsenal when they play on Thursday. Arsenal are unbeaten in their last 12 midweek, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday Premier League games, collecting 9 wins and 3 draws. However, they are without a win or a goal, 1 draw, 1 loss in any of their last 3 specifically on Thursdays. So Thursdays might not be good for Arsenal, but we'll wait and see how they come up for this particular encounter. Brentford lost 2-0 against Nottingham Forest in their last home league game, ending a 7-game unbeaten run at the Gyokeres Stadium. Since the start of last season, they've only lost consecutive home league games twice, the first time of which was a 2-0 defeat to Nottingham Forest, followed by a loss to Arsenal. So, you see the history? So, we wait and see what Thursday will come in for. Brentford's Igor Thiago has scored 9 goals in his last 10 Premier League home games, netting. The lad is that special. I tell you, he is that special. And this guy, Igor Thiago, is having 17 goals this season. And he has gone ahead to obviously score. He's netting in braces also. He has netted 4 braces. So, Arsenal has to look out so much onto that player because he is really deadly. Arsenal boss Mikel Arteta has won 4 of his 67 Premier League London, has won 41 of his 61 Premier League London derbies as a manager. The best win rate, 61% of anyone to take in charge of at least 20. Overall, only Arsene Wenger, 106 from 194 games, and Jose Mourinho, 42 out of 70, have won more London derbies than the Spaniard. This guy is writing his own history at the club of Arsenal, and you have to trust him that he's really doing an amazing job in there for you. And lastly, let's talk Bukayo Saka. Saka has been involved in 35 goals in 63 Premier League London derbies, 17 goals, 18 assists, the third most of any Arsenal player after Thierry Henry and Dennis Bergkamp. Henry scored 55 and This guy, Bergkamp, had 38 in there for you. So that is it for the club of Arsenal. You've gone ahead, obviously, hear it out from what we call the match facts, and that takes me to the match prediction. 2-1 win for the club of Arsenal. That's my prediction, and I'm going in for that. 2-1 win for the club of Arsenal. I don't know what your thoughts are about it, but for me, I'm going in for a 2-1 win for the club of Arsenal in there for you. I head into the live chat to see what you guys are really talking about this particular encounter. Richard Fenny, hey Rokani, I'll go to 1, all right. Then Muhanguzi, yes, Mr. Aradi, I think 3-0 in favor of Arsenal, all right. Mwawumi, hey Aradi, Arsenal should take all the remaining games as final for us to win the league. All way Gunners, another clean sheet. You are predicting 2-0. Then Joseph Olinga, good evening Aradi. How are you doing? I'm doing great. And Lumago, like your analysis, thank you. Thank you too for obviously watching in through. So that's what I had for you in here. That is my probable starting 11 for the club of Arsenal. But I want to inform you that the club of Arsenal, after going ahead to obviously play against a team known as Brentford, they will be hosting Wigan Athletic over the weekend. That's going to be a game played on Sunday. What does that mean? It means that Arsenal has to really put out all its tools out. They have to play with all the energy. No excuses coming in from players that maybe they're preparing for the game of the weekend. These players will be having a promise from Mikel Arteta that please go ahead, beat Brentford. You'll obviously have day offs. And that's what players really want. Because if the lineup that Arsenal will bring over on Sunday, there is no need to obviously even bring on other players to train. I think these other players will come in through and train, especially those that will get in minimum minutes in this particular encounter. So Arsenal will obviously put out a very, very big show in there for you. After playing Brentford tomorrow, they'll have to take on Wigan Athletic in the FA Cup at the Emirates. Then play away at Wolverhampton Wanderers. And after playing Wolverhampton Wanderers, that's when Arsenal will have to play against Tottenham, and it will be a Sunday in there for you. So that is it, and there are 2 London derbies coming in through after this one. Tottenham hosting Arsenal 22nd February and Arsenal hosting Chelsea on the 1st of March. Those are the games that I think Arsenal will have to really show that they're really title contenders. That's what I'm really thinking. If Arsenal are to show us they're really title contenders, that is the game for them to win. When they win those 2 London derbies, I tell you, no one will stand into their way because it will be Brighton, Everton, Bournemouth, then Man City and Newcastle will be the others in there for you. But Man City will also be having its own war to play. And to let you know right now, Man City has already gone ahead to score its second goal in 31 minutes. They've gone ahead to score 2 goals. It's Anton Semenyo and Nico O'Reilly. So they're leading by 2-0. That means they are really closing down the club of Arsenal, and they're having 53 points, meaning that Arsenal has to come tomorrow and really put in a very big performance to see to it that this goes onto their way. Then good evening, sir. That is Sunny Okpala. Thank you for watching in through. And for the game of Spurs, very much they've gone ahead to sack their manager, right? They've gone ahead to sack their manager, and we expect by the time Arsenal really plays against Tottenham Hotspur, they would have gone ahead to obviously name a new manager, and this is where the new manager bounce will be coming in through in there for you. So we just can't wait to see how things will pan out for the club of Arsenal, and it will be a very, very huge moment for the club of Arsenal coming into these games, because new manager bounces always tend to turn out to be a really, 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 really problem for teams like them. So we wait and see how the manager will obviously manage these games, but I've gone ahead to call in my prediction as a 2-1 win for the club of Arsenal away at Brentford. And I know they'll come out to give out their all. And as I've told you, if Odegaard and Saka travel with the team to Brentford, I'll let you know that they've gone ahead to travel with the team, and then I'll keep you in touch. That's what I had for you in here onto the Rokani Media Football. And I love you guys. Continue watching in this channel. And you guys are the reason as to why we are here. And we won't let you down. I think we're going to hit to drop this video. You guys have been eagerly waiting for it. And after this video, I'm going to be dropping an upload. Maybe 30 minutes from now or an hour from now. The manager of Spurs is going to hit to be sacked. That is Thomas Frank. You already know. But I want to bring you what Arteta has come out and said about this guy who has been sacked by the club of Tottenham Hotspur after losing yesterday. He was beaten, and obviously they were like, you are leaving this club. There is nothing you can do. Now, what does it mean to teams like Man United that went ahead to look at Thomas Frank as one of those managers that can come out and obviously turn around teams like those? And for Spurs, I'm really sorry for them because they're losing their DNA. I've always wanted to know Spurs as a tiki-taka team, right? So I'm having Ziwa lastly, before I obviously close